going to start with what I call numberless word problems. What is this next? So in the word numberless, there at the top, we see an ending.
Less.
But I'm going to need you to move so I don't step on you, my dear. We see this ending, less. What does that ending mean? If you see the ending less, can you scoot back just a tad so Bailey can scoot back just a tad so I don't step on you guys as I move back and forth? Scarlett, what does that ending less mean?
It means, less means a few numbers back.
Okay, a few numbers back. Arwen, what do you think?
The opposite of more.
Yeah, the opposite of more. Brayden, what do you think?
Instead of ways less can mean like, if we're talking about numberless, it can mean like no numbers at all.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
But some numbers, but not all.
Yeah, so we have, it could mean no numbers. It also could mean some numbers, but not very many. If you were sitting behind Arwen, can you still see? Are you sure? Okay, just making sure. In this case, the word numberless is going to be 0 numbers. So here is our word problem. It says there were some beavers chewing trees to cut them down. Each beaver cut down the same number of trees. I'm going to read that to you one more time, and I want you to make that mini movie of what's happening in this problem in your head, because it's just a story. There were some beavers chewing trees to cut them down. Each beaver cut down the same number of trees. What do we notice? What's happening? What is going on in this story? That's all this is a story. Annabella?
The beavers are cutting down the same number of trees.
Beavers are cutting down the same number of trees. What do you wonder about? Grace?
I wonder what number there would be and how many trees are cut down.
Yeah, wondering how many trees they're cutting down. What else are we wondering? Miranda?
I'm wondering how they don't break their trees on the tree.
Okay, wondering how are beavers even eating trees, gnawing on them. Brinley?
I wonder how many beavers there are.
I wonder how many beavers are there. Is there like 1 million of them or just like 2 little friends? Yeah, Brinley, do you mind closing my door, please? Grace, what do you wonder?
I wonder how we could solve this problem.
Yeah, I wonder how we are even supposed to solve that. So, Grace, you bring up a good point of there are no numbers, so what are we going to do? What numbers do you think would make sense? Like if I were to add some numbers, what are some things that you would want to know? And I'm going to scroll back up to our problem. Maybe. There were some beavers chewing trees to cut them down. Each beaver cut down the same number of trees. What are some numbers we would need to know if we're solving this? Brandon, what's one number you would probably want to know?
You might want to know how many beavers there are.
Yeah. I might want to know how many beavers, right? Are we talking about 4 beavers? Are we talking about 50 beavers?
5,000.
Because that's going to change our tree situation. Autumn, what else are we wondering?
How many trees they cut down?
How many trees? Definitely. Definitely. We need to know these things in order to figure out what's going on with our trees. Arwen?
We know something since it says each. We
Yeah.
know there's more than one beaver.
Could be more than 1 beaver, so we're probably got more than 1.
And cut down the same amount.
We know that they're cutting down the same amount, so 1 beaver's not pulling overtime and doing like 100, and the other guy's doing nothing over there with 1. So I'm going to add you some more information. Same story, but this time it says there are 3 beavers chewing trees to cut them down. Each beaver cut down the same number of trees.
Same thing.
So it's the same story, but what changed? What new information did I give you on this one? Liam, what's some new information I gave you?
new information.
Mm-hmm.
There's like the beaver story.
It's the beaver story, but I gave you one new piece of information in this version.
Trying to figure out how many beavers there are.
Bailey, what's a new piece of information I got on this problem?
You told us how many beavers.
I told you how many beavers. How many beavers were there? You can just say it out loud.
3.
3. How many beavers were there, Liam?
3.
3. 3 beavers. That's new. Does that help me start to solve my problem?
Yeah.
Yes, because I don't have 8,000. I only have 3 of them.
But now we need to know how many.
What do I still need to find out?
The number.
What do I still need to find out? I'm going to scroll back up to my problem just so you can see it. 3 beavers chewing trees to cut them down. Each beaver cut down the same number of trees. Lucy, what do I still need to know? I still need to know how many trees. How many trees are they chomping on? Are we talking like a whole forest? Or are we talking about 2? Because that's going to change what happens, right? If 3 beavers are chewing 2 trees, is that going to be a problem?
Yes.
Maybe. If 3 beavers are chewing 2 million trees, is that going to be a problem?
Yes.
Yes. So my problem is going to change in terms of how big of a problem it is, depending on this how many trees situation. What do you think that number could be? What do you think it could be? Annabella, what do you think that number could be?
20.
Maybe 20? Does that sound right? So maybe 3 beavers cut down 20 trees? Could be. Braden?
24.
24?
Because you're adding up 3.
Am I?
Well, if you have 24, you can do 1 to each beaver.
Okay. But each beaver is cutting down the same number. So beaver number 1 would cut 24, beaver number 2 would cut 24, and beaver number 3 would cut 24.
Yeah.
Okay. Grace, what do you think?
Maybe 7.
Maybe 7? That seems like an appropriate number. Would it be appropriate to say that 3 beavers cut down 1,000,000 trees each?
No.
No. Maybe if we lived in Liam land, but definitely not in Miss Miller's world, right?
No.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. All right, I'm going to give you another piece of information. Ready?
How many?
There were 3 beavers chewing trees to cut them down. Each beaver cut down 5 trees. What changed? What is the new piece of information that I learned? Miranda?
You learned how many trees they cut down.
I learned how many each beaver cut down. They cut down 5 trees each. 5 trees each. What are some questions I might ask? If I am a word problem writer, what would be the question sentence that I would add next? There were 3 beavers chewing 5 trees to cut them down. Each beaver cut down 5 trees. Liam, what do you think?
I think you'd say, how many beavers and trees are there?
How many beavers and trees? Maybe. But do I know how many trees there are in the forest?
No.
No.
But there's probably like 2 gazillion and 50.
So I don't know if I can answer that question. What might be a question that I can answer from this story? There were 3 beavers chewing trees to cut them down. Each beaver cut down 5 trees. Remember, you can show me that you're paying attention by having your body face forward, by keeping yourself very still. Brindley, what do you think?
How many trees did they cut down in all?
How many trees did they cut down in all? Can you solve that question with that information?
Yes.
Yes. Can I solve the question, who is the mom beaver?
No.
No, I can't solve it with that information. Can I solve how many trees are left?
No. They never told us how many trees were in the forest.
I don't know how many trees are in the forest. How do I know how many trees are left?
If you
How many beavers are left?
free. We don't know because they never said how many beavers were in our...
I don't know.
Yeah,
So there's only certain questions I can answer with this information. I can't answer every single question. All right, I'm going to give you one more piece of information.
Okay.
There were 3 beavers chewing trees to cut them down. Imagine that. Each beaver cut down 5 trees. Think about what that looks like. How many total trees did they cut down?
15.
Is this number more than 10 or less than 10? Actually, I'm going to let you turn and talk to someone near you. Do you think this number of trees they cut down is more than 10 or less than 10? Raise your hand if you think they cut less than 10. Raise your hand if you think less than 10. Raise your hand if you think more than 10. Without telling me the answer. I don't want to know the answer. Tell me why you think more than 10. I don't want to know the answer. I just want to know, is it more than 10? Bryce, you want to try?
It's more than 10 because there's 3 beavers and they cut down 5 trees. If there was 2 beavers, it would be exactly 10. So it couldn't be less. There has to be 1 beaver for it to be less. If it was 2 beavers, we couldn't even have an answer.
Okay.
But there's 3 beavers, so we're doing 10 plus 5. So that means that there's more than 10 beavers.
Where did the 10 come from? I have a 3 and a 5, and 3 plus 5 is 8, which is less than 10.
No.
3 plus 5 is 8, and that is less than 10. That is true.
Where'd you get the 8 from? But each beaver...
I have a 3, and I have a 5.
Oh, no, but it says each beaver cut down the same amount.
Easton, what do you think?
I think it would be more than 10 because it would just be 3 times 5, and then you would have to do 5 3 times. If you go 5 and then 10, you still have one more beaver to count, jumping down those 5 logs.
Yeah.
So you already had 10, so you have one more, and that would equal more than 10.
What is that 3 telling me? What does the 3 mean? Autumn, what does the 3 mean?
That the 3 means that how many beavers?
Yeah, 3 means the number of beavers. What does the 5 mean? What does the 5 mean? Scarlett?
5 means that all the beavers and there's 3 beavers and 2 more cut down.
Yeah, the 5 is each beaver cut down 5 trees. Are those the same thing?
No.
Are beavers and cutting down trees, is that the same thing?
No.
Can I add them together?
No.
Can I say Liam plus Lucy equals 2? No, because I have a Liam-Lucy combined thing, monster. Yeah, that would be a hot mess.
A Lumpsy.
But if I say one person plus another person, now I'm counting the same thing. Do you hear that? Then I get 2 persons, which we know is people. I can't add together things that aren't the same.
I was going to say, how do you know we're adding?
So because these are not the same thing, I can't add them together. And then we know that each beaver is cutting down, which means beaver number 1 cut down 5 trees. Beaver number 2 cut down how many trees? Beaver number 3 cut down how many trees? 5. So I'm having 3 beavers, or my groups. Each did 5.
So 3 groups of 5.
How many trees did they cut in total? Annabella?
15.
They cut 15 trees in total. 15 trees in total. Grace?
Also, why you can't add 3 and
Yep.
is because the 3 is mostly groups,
Yeah.
and you gotta put the 5 in the groups, but you're adding the groups with.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to add the groups with the stuff that's supposed to go in the groups. We don't add those together. We only add things that are the same, right? You can add all your apples together, but you can't add apples and bananas.
Like, you can add 3 times 5 and 3 times 5.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to stop here.